got my lane set up here again at 100 yards. And today I'm going to shoot one that I built some time ago. It's a 1903, a Smith Corona 1903. I built this from scratch. I started with a just a brand new old stock barreled receiver. Of course, like I said, Smith Corona. And if I remember right, it shows it has a date of 1043 on it, I think. Anyways, it was new basically. I don't think it was ever put together or used. And so I built this rifle, and it's been a while since I've shot it. I've outfitted it, as you can see, with a scope. I kind of made it a hybrid 1903 A4, so to speak. Of course, as you know, Smith Corona never built an A4, only A3, 03 A3s. But unlike real 03 A3s, I didn't use the cheap stamped hardware on it. I put this together with all milled 1903 hardware on it, the bands, the trigger guard, all that stuff, butt plate, checkered butt plate on it. It's got a new C-type stock handguard. I had this whole rifle when I put it together. I had the whole rifle professionally blued, which is a skill that is in kind of disappearing nowadays, but that was back then. I had a guy that could actually do that for me. I put this together to a pretty good degree, I think. And obviously, because it has a scope mount on it, the bolt has been serial numbered, serialized to the receiver. I've fitted it with a loophole Mark IV scope, 3.5 to 10 power, mil dot reticle. It has 30-06 turrets on it, turret caps on it. And so we're going to give it a shot today. I'm going to try a load in this thing that I have never tried, some powder I've never used before. So let's give it a shot. I'm going to go get my camera set up downrange, and we'll do a little shooting. So here we go. Well, what I'm trying on this today is, like I say, a combination I've never tried before. Of course, it's some 178 grain Hornady ELD, extremely low drag match bullets, on top of Vihtavuori N165 powder, 56.5 grains of it. It's a slow powder. It's about as slow powder as I think you could probably use in a 30-06, but I'm going to give it a try, see if we can utilize the potential of the 24-inch barrel on it. And I've got these rounds seated to 50 thousandths off the lands. So let's give it a try. Let's see if these things shoot worth a darn. And yeah, I've got my chronograph set up too, so we should get some indication of things from the muzzle velocity out of it. Okay, so here we go. Like I say, this round, this combination I've never tried. I've never shot any Vihtavuori powder at all, ever. But I've shot these 178 grain ELD bullets a little bit out of some K31s and out of my Steyr match rifle. Never out of a 30-06 though. I'm shooting at 100 yards today over the chronograph. I've had some people ask me why I have access here to 200 yards and why don't I shoot 200 yards. If my thought is this is one, it's a hell of a lot more walking, and it takes quite a bit of time between lane target changes or whatever. But at any rate, if you can zero your rifle at 100 yards, and you know the muzzle velocity of the round, and you know the ballistic coefficient of the round, you can pretty much calculate your bullet drop over whatever distance you need to. So for me, 100 yards is a good place to get a rifle zeroed at. But at any rate, let's see what we can do here. Turn on my chronograph. Put some hearing protection on. And these first 5 rounds, I'm going to load up the mag. I'm going to do a 5-shot group. I believe that this rifle should be zeroed. It's been a while since I've shot it. I can't remember if I've made any changes to it or not. But I'm thinking it should be zeroed, or on paper at least. But we'll find out. This first 5 I got is I'm using some I think RP cases, Remington Peters I think it is. So let's give it a try. Like I say, this is a rifle I built. By the way, it has a Huber trigger in it. Nice trigger. Beats the hell out of the mil-spec trigger. It's crisp. I've got it set pretty much at the pull weight on it. It's pretty much a mil-spec, but it breaks very crisp, so it's good. So let me take a shot here, see where this thing's going to go at 100 yards. Like I said, it's been a while since I've shot it, but at the same time, I don't think I've ever moved it. So let's see where it ends up at. And put my power up to 10 here. And do a little parallax adjustment on it. Let's see where she goes. I am going to take a shot first, right in the middle of my black shoot and see. No flattening of the primer or anything. That's good. And 2467. 2467. I think that's a little on the low side probably, but for all intents and purposes, at 56.5 grains of powder with the Vihtavuori N165, it pretty much filled the cases up. There's basically no room in there. Anything more would be a compressed load, and I don't see a reason to do that. But let me take a look and see where it went. Looks like we are low and left. So let's see if I can make an adjustment here to it. See if I'm going to assume that first shot is fairly representative of where it's going to go. So let me do a couple clicks here on it. And this top turret is 1 click is 1 minute of angle. So basically each click is a whole inch, a little more than an inch. And the windage adjustment is a half a minute. So let me. So I added 3 minutes of elevation to it, and I think I'm going to put a like amount into the windage. It should take like 6 clicks. Let's give that a try right there. There we go. Good. That was 2484. See where that went. That looks like it's in the 10 ring, about 11 o'clock, maybe, I don't know, maybe a half inch off of the bullseye. Maybe an inch. Let's take another shot here. It's right there. That's 12 o'clock. I think almost touching the orange. It's good. 2483. The velocity so far are real consistent. I think I like it. Try it again. Oh yeah. That is I think that's almost right on top of my last round. That's good. So far that's a good shooting round right there. 24.85. Wow. That's fairly impressive, actually. Take one more, make it a 5-shot group. 4-shot group, actually, minus my not bad. That one went a little bit to the right. Not bad though. Seems like a pretty good round. 24-34. So that was a little bit off of the beaten path. Not too bad. I'll go down range and cover my shots and shoot another group. Okay. Well, there's my first 5 shots out of the Smith Corona 03. Of course, as you can see, that was my first shot. Really not knowing where it's going to end up at with that round or anything. So I did a windage and elevation adjustment. Had 3 of them right there, and then my last one was there. I think I pulled it just a little bit. That's not bad. Showed good velocities, or consistent velocities. High 2400s. So at any rate, I don't think that's too bad. I'm going to cover these holes and try another 5-shot group, see what happens. You know, a little bit of an observation I've made about comparing a couple rifles with each other, and as most of you know, if you watch any of my videos, you know I shoot a lot of K31s, Swiss K31s, in the 7.5x55 cartridge, and of course this is an 03 30-06 cartridge. I've got these 178 grain Hornady match bullets I'm shooting out of it, and today they're demonstrating so far high 2400 velocities. And when I shoot that same bullet out of a K31, I've had them, the loads I've had in them, last loads were a bit over 2600. But here's what I kind of find interesting, a little bit surprising, I think. In this 03 with the 30-06, I mean, granted, energy is energy. If it's pushing a 178 grain bullet out there at 2500 or 2600, it doesn't matter what rifle it's coming out of, the energy is still the same. However, and I have to merit this to the design of the K31s, I would say the 03 shows probably 20% more felt recoil than a K31. And I have noticed that not just now, but really all the time. And I think that's a high tribute to the way the K31s are designed. By comparison, they're basically pussycats. They have, for a high-powered 30 caliber round like that, they have remarkably low felt recoil. And I think that's got to do with the way the whole rifle's built. One, it's a little bit more of an inline stock, meaning that the butt is not down at quite as much of an angle. K31 stock is a bit more up, it's more inline. And of course on a K31, your recoil lug is back here at the back of the trigger housing in the stock. Whereas all conventional rifles, your recoil lug is up here at the front main lug. So that's another thing. And of course, when you do that, all that energy is coming through the stock where it's been cut out for the magazine, and which is the weak part of the stock. Whereas in the K31, being the recoil lug is back here, the energy is transferred strictly through solid wood to your shoulder. So, you know, it's hard to say, but this 30-06, they both have the same length barrel. They both are basically the same weights. All things considered, overall length, the K31 is just slightly longer than an 03. But something to consider. I find that to be a very interesting thing about K31s. They, for what they shoot in comparison to other rifles, comparatively speaking, they demonstrate very low recoil, which I can shoot those things all day long and not bat an eye at it. But I put 20 rounds out of this 30-06 in this 03. You'll end up feeling like you did something. You know you've been shooting a little bit. So, anyways, just some thoughts I wanted to share with you about that. Well, guys, here we go. Let's try a second group here. Let's try another 5 shots. Turn the Chrony on. The same load. One difference is with it, this is actually Lake City match brass I'm using on this next 5. So let's put 5 in there, and I just rounded up the brass I could get my hands on this morning without going through a lot of trouble, and put these rounds together with that. So let's see where they'll go. That's pretty good. It looks like that's yep, straight 12 o'clock, right on top of the bullseye. 2480. That's consistent. I think I had that one, the last shot of the last group was low by quite a bit, 50 foot per second. Other than that, they've all been real close. Looks like maybe ½ inch, 3/4 inch to the right of my last shot. 2464. A little bit of variation on that one. Not bad though. Looks like that one went right on me. Felt like it was a good shot though. 2460. $24.60. Come on, we could do better than that. That's pretty good. I think that went basically through my second shot. And, oop, didn't have a Chrony on. I would be willing to bet that was right in that same range too. Try one more here. Right, it's right there too. It's good. That was 2414. Quite a bit of difference. Round round went pretty good though. Looks like that's right at the bottom of the bullseye, probably touching the orange. Shot at 100 yards at my target. Didn't shoot too bad. I got 5 more rounds left. I'm going to see if I'm going to shoot across range here and see if I can't tag the steel post a couple times. I got 5 more rounds left. So we'll see. I think looks like we were going a little bit right at 100. I think I'm going to put 2 clicks of left in it and see if I can't bang the steel out there. That's a hit. Looks like another hit. Yep. Seems to be didn't have a problem hitting a post at 200 yards. So far, 4 for 4. 1 more round left. Oh yeah. Well, whatever it was at paper at 100 yards, good or bad or otherwise, sure beat the crap out of a post at 200. That post at 200 yards. So that's good. I think that'll conclude my range test today. That was fun. I think the old girl did pretty good.